I stand here profoundly moved by what I have experienced the past 2 days. I'm a nutty idealist, and I have this ridiculous notion that it's possible to change the world. And by change the world, I mean live in a world in which absolutely every single person, hopefully, goes home at the end of the day feeling fulfilled by the work that they do. I mean, the statistics are real, that over 90% of Americans go home at the end of the day and don't feel fulfilled by their work. Think about that for a second. The vast, not 51%, 90 go home and do not feel fulfilled by their work. They might make a lot of money, they might be successful, but they don't feel successful. And I imagine a world in which that statistic is completely reversed. I imagine a world in which you could go up to any random person on the street at any time, tap them on the shoulder, and say, "Do you like your job?" And they say, "No, I love my job." That's the world that I imagine. And it's a simple reason. Because people who go home at the end of the day feeling fulfilled and love their jobs treat their spouses better, they treat their kids better, they're happier people, they probably live longer. They go back to work the next day and treat their colleagues better and treat their customers better, and those people go home happier and more fulfilled, and they treat their spouses better and they treat their kids better. And my goodness, what we have is world peace. A group of people who get along and see the world as a place that we can all sort of contribute to and feel a part of and give to the person next to you. This is this crazy vision I have. And I talk about it and I write about it, and I'll talk to anyone who will listen, and have devoted basically my life to building this world. I'm profoundly moved because for the first time ever, I've met a company that is proof that this world is possible. It's called Precedence, right? I can no longer be called a crazy idealist because this company exists in reality, and that is this company. I met people over the past 2 days who genuinely care about each other. I met people over the past 2 days who are genuinely interested to listen to the ideas of others. I recently heard probably one of the best leadership spokespeople, a guy by the name of Bob Gaylor, talk. And he said, "Do not confuse humility with meekness." He said, humility is being open to the ideas of others. And what I met was a company filled with humility. A company where every single person shows up and is genuinely interested in the ideas of others, no matter what they do in the company. It is remarkable. In fact, the only reason I find myself here now is because I met a remarkable man who said, "I'm open to your ideas." And he came to me, and we had lunch, the famous 3-hour lunch that was supposed to be a 1-hour lunch. And we shared this idea of the world together. And as I said to Bob, you had me at huh. And he said, "We have this company." And I said, "Prove it. I want to see it." And this is why we came on this trip, just to see what it was about. And we made very specific requests. No hubbub, no tour, no sort of purpose-built tours. Just show us people, let us interact. Don't prepare, no PowerPoints, just let us roam. I want it to be real, not artificial or superficial. And I stand before you profoundly moved. This world that I imagine is 100% possible. What you have is a blueprint. What you evolved, what you tried out through trial and error, and there was a vision of something that could be better, that we could do something, this nutty desire that we should enjoy work and that it can be better and we should sort of respect each other. I mean, these are things that are usually punchlines at the ends of corporate speeches or political campaigns, But what started off as an idea that was actually followed through on, and you see the impact, is a blueprint. When I say it's a blueprint, I do not mean that we copy it down, write it down, and give it to another company for them to copy. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, now imagine what you did with each individual person now becomes an individual company in the United States. Right? So this now stands an example of a different way to live. Not work. A different way to live. And one other company, regardless of their size and regardless of their industry, will see it and say, that's interesting, and it won't be perfect, and it won't be easy, and it won't be difficult, but they'll give it a try. And then they'll tell another company, and they'll give it a try. And then they'll give it a try, and then they'll give it a try. And all of a sudden you get 100 or 1,000 companies that move on the exact same pace and the exact same scale that it happened internally. Now let's take that blueprint and make it even bigger. Let's say that each company represents a nation state. But all of a sudden one nation does things a little differently. That nation's called the United States of America. This nation was founded based on an idea, right? Don't forget, in other countries when you take an oath to protect the borders. In this country you take an oath to protect the Constitution. You take an oath to protect an idea. They decided, it was an entrepreneurial venture. It was an experiment. It's the American experiment, where they sat around a table and said, we have an idea for a country. Here's the idea. In fact, we believe so deeply in it that we believe that we want to be disconnected from the previous management to try it on our own. Here's the crazy idea. All men are created equal. And in your words, there is no us and them. There is only us. And all of these people are entitled to certain unalienable rights. Those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's about looking after your employees, giving them the freedom to implement their own ideas as if they owned their own businesses, and to live a life and have a job and go home every day fulfilled and happy, because those are the unalienable rights that are granted to everybody who works in this company. This company is a reflection of the founding of this country. It is a distinctly American company. Who are the new people who are leading us into the future? Who is inspiring our nation? Who is reminding us what it means to be American? The answer is no one. And when there is no one leading us and showing us an example of what the world could be like, what ends up happening is we become selfish. We become focused on ourselves and not the person next to us. We think less of the ideas of the people next to us, not more of them. We become closed-minded to the ideas of others, not open-minded. We become interested in our own survival and not the survival of the person next to us. You want to talk about us and them? I've never seen more us and them between big business and small business. I've never seen more us and them between management and labor. I've never seen more us and them between Republican and Democrat, North and South, red states, blue states, take your pick. It doesn't matter. We are living in a country right now of more us and them than any of us care to admit. But as you told us, there is no us and them. There is only us. We are all equal. We are all entitled to these unalienable rights. Entitled. Entitled. That's what this represents. This is what is so remarkable about this organization. You are not. You do yourself so little credit by saying we're building a great company. You're building a great country. And that one country, if we get it right, serves as an example to other countries. Just like America always has and America always does. America is always a leader. That doesn't mean because we're big, that doesn't mean because we're powerful, that doesn't mean because we're rich. That means because we inspire. We're not just building a company here, we're building a country here. We're rebuilding where we need to go. This is a shining example. What you are doing is a blueprint for absolutely every single company and every single person who believes in these unalienable rights and wants the right to live in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is what I find profoundly amazing about this company. This is what I find profoundly amazing. I leave here more moved than I've been in a while. There's only one other organization that I have the honor to work with that leaves me like this. And it's probably not an accident, which is the United States military. Every time I work with them, I'm humbled by their devotion to a cause bigger than themselves. In business, it's traditional to ask questions. If, when people hear my concepts, they say, Simon, we love your concepts. How can I use them to get a promotion? Right? In the military, say, Simon, we love your concepts. How should we promote? How should we use these concepts so that we always make sure that we're promoting the best and the brightest? They always think about the guy next to them. They always think about the organization. You are like that. That is the same comparison. The way you speak, the way you think, the way you act, and the way I feel in response to you is exactly the same. And it's not an accident. It's because everybody shows up here in service to a cause greater than themselves. I am inspired. You have taught me so much of these past 2 days that I cannot wait to come back to learn more. And anything that we can do to contribute to the pace and the speed, and more importantly, the accuracy and the size and the impact of this vision. But please, please stop telling people that you're building a great company. Please start telling people that you're continuing to rebuild or build a great country, and that the things that you're doing will serve as an example for others. And you will prove the point that everyone can indeed go home feeling fulfilled at the end of the day. It is not idealism, it is reality. And if you get it right, it will inspire others to do the same. And each company that changes in this country will change like each person in your own company has changed. I can't get enough of it, I'll tell you that much. I can't get enough of it. So with great humility and great gratitude, I thank you for letting me in to see what is truly possible. Because it is bright and it is beautiful.